Top of the morning, back at it again with another one. Today we're on the Twitter account. If you don't know now, you know. Ooh, I've been dropping my phone. Been dropping it. If you don't know, be sure to check us out on the Twitter account. Just had to show some receipts quickly before y'all say I'm talking shit. As you can see, as you can see, NFP killed. If you didn't watch the previous video, be sure to check it out because we called it down to the PDRA. We also spoke on Euro. I mean the GBP USD. We spoke on DXY. We're gonna go through that now. Post the news drop. As you know by now, the numbers came out at about 12,000. Expected was about 109,000. So it is very interesting numbers. But be that as it may, we were able to catch 120 points. So let's talk about it. Going straight to Nasdaq now. Let's start off with the context as a first, or rather the bias. Let's go down to the bias. So as you recall, we were looking at this range here, relative high, low. We struck the sell side. So once that happened, we were expecting price to push up to hit this internal range of liquidity in the form of the order block. Like I said, if you're watching the previous videos, you know exactly what we're talking about because we called this. We we called this, and this is exactly or precisely what informed our exit for the trade. Because once it got up here, it was just a no-brainer. We exited, but like I said, daily chart, we took out the low of the previous week. We took out the previous week's low, and then obviously that gave us our bias, which is bullish. We were targeting initially this pool of internal range liquidity in the form of an order block, and ultimately the imbalance there in the form of the new week opening gap. And as you can also see, there's a new day opening gap between Wednesday and Thursday of this week, so the 30th of October and the 31st. So now that we have our bias by looking at the daily, we went down to the 4 hourly for our context. Context, we're just basically looking for a range that we're going to focus on. Since we took out that pull of sell side, our new context or range, that dealing range that we're looking at was this low here, this newly formed low, and that high over there. Like I said, if you watched the previous video, you'll know that before we had this expansion to the upside, prior to the news dropping, there was an 1 hourly fair value gap that we wanted to see invert to inform our bullish bias, and that's precisely what we got. That bullish 1 hourly fair value gap also lines up with this 4 hourly one. And if you know, our best trades come from 4 hourly to daily PDRAs, which so happen to align with the hourly. So we know exactly what we're doing. So since we have our context via the 4 hourly time frame, we go down to the 1 hourly to look for the PDRA. PDRA we're looking at is this formerly bearish fair value gap, now turned bullish. Price at about 9 o'clock pushed up and closed above that inversion fair value gap. We entered at about 10 when price or the next hourly candle opened, pushed down, tapping into that fair value gap, and then started pushing to the upside. As you know, with power of three or how the machine works, in order for it to go up, it first has to go down. In order for it to go down, it first has to go up. And as you can see with the strong full closure of the candle, it was easy to tell that it would probably continue in that direction. Hence, we anticipated the opening price drop down, tapping into that inversion fair value gap now, and then pushing to the upside, where we approached this daily level of order block here, where we just killed the trade there as soon as we hit that level. We didn't really look to do or overstay our welcome. So cool, we have the PDRA. Let's go to the M15 real quick just to take a look see. M15, as you can see, at 9:30 we pushed up. 9:45 we opened up that. Initially we were looking to enter into this, But just how price came down and tapped this inversion fair value gap, that is our entry. We used the higher time frame PDRA as opposed to the lower time frame on the M15. It came down, as you can see this candle here. Let's just zoom in so that everyone can see. Note this midline, yeah? The midline is the midline of the inversion fair value gap. It also lines up with the open price of this order block here. And look how price tapped that. Look how it tapped that so nicely. See that? At 10, our entry window. So that is our entry there. Entry there, pushed up. We closed the trade there. It was that swing right at the top there before it came down and started doing whatever it's doing. Initially, obviously, we'd be looking at that high, but we took it, like I said, at this order block there, which also lines up with the daily order block. So didn't overstay the welcome, quick in and out, 120 points, clean, 120 points, nothing crazy, and we were done. Then when we saw this down, we thought price would close above this, come retest, and then continue to the upside. But that's clearly not happening. But either way, whatever it does, it does it. We were in, taking our profits, we done. While I was in the position, my stop loss was here. Stop loss was there. But then on the 5 minute, once we had this now, like I said, we entered on this. Was it this one? Which one was it? Oh, I think about this one there, nah? Yeah, we entered that. Then it started pushing up. Then we had our stop loss just beneath this order block there. Once it got to the top there, we closed it. We're like, that's a day. And then obviously price gave us another opportunity. If we're looking at that dealing range from that low to that high over there, entry point would be this order block. Since it has the liquidity, some would enter there, but the lowest point would be there. Enter there, the order block, ride it up, take off your position once you take out that buy side over there and call it a day. Easy peasy. Another re-entry was here. Another re-entry is here in this fair value gap, which lines up with the order block. So entry 1, 2, and then 3. Take off the trade there. Beautiful. And that's all you need. That's all you need. So it's nice to see the analysis came true. We inverted the imbalance, went bullish, took it up for buys, didn't overstay the welcome. Finish. Done. Looking at the DXY quickly. Let's go to the 1 weekly time frame. DXY, it gave bearish signatures, but it popped up now again. So it's doing what it's doing. GBP, let's go to the 4 hourly time frame real quick. We obviously had that imbalance we're looking at. We didn't really close outside of it, so it's in no man's land. But we weren't looking at GBP, we're looking at the Nasdaq as per usual. Oil is at $70.03. We tapped into that inversion, not inversion, but that fair value gap there. We're looking for price to push up, take out that high perhaps. Could, it could not. It is what it is. Not in a position there. I took the buy on Nasdaq. I'm done for the day. I'm happy. I'm gonna call it a weekend. Just came too quickly to record this video. Gonna upload it now, and then you should see it probably Thursday-ish. There's a bit of a backlog with the stuff I'm gonna put out for next week, but just know it's coming. It's gonna be consistent. We're gonna post every day for the next year, and then we're gonna see what happens. Thank God for the skill. Another day, another dollar. And yeah, stay safe. Enjoy your weekends.